What's up, team, and welcome back to the Kaisa Show. We're going to start today talking about Mike's wild adventure of a weekend because I am so proud of you. Mike, tell the team what you did.
We survived a Spartan, not a Spartan, but 3 Spartan races this weekend.
Okay,
Yes.
Team. Collectively, him and his wife Priya did, was it 22 miles?
22 miles.
22 miles over 2 days with obstacles.
Yeah, there was 30, 40, 55, 65, 75 obstacles.
Insane. Give us an example of the hardest obstacle that you did.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that because I was so pissed off.
Oh.
I didn't get it. Yeah, like it's hard to describe, but there was one where it was probably like a wall that was like 20 feet high-ish, and the bottom was just like, it's just vinyl. It's like a vinyl sheet, and then there's rock climbing, rock little holds. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And there's only like 3, so you literally have to jump pretty high to even grab the rock holds and flip your foot up to climb up. That's the only thing you can to actually pull yourself up and over. It was so hard. That was at like mile 10 or 9, and I was like feeling decent, and then I tried it 3 times, and that's like my calf muscle like totally like kind of, and I was like, no, like I should have stopped. Priya's like, okay, from now on, 2 fails means we just do the penalty. Like we don't do a 3rd time.
And what's the penalty?
For that one, and actually this is new, I've never seen it, there's penalty loops. Usually it's 30 burpees.
Oh.
Look, I wasn't doing 30 burpees. I had to modify. You know what I mean? I made it my own race,
to your body.
Right? Yeah. So, because there's times where you're like, cool, if I do this thing, I'm going to like cramp, and I still have like a few miles to go. Like, it's not worth it. Like, I'm not even in any sort of runnings for anything, right? So I was like, no one cares. You know, like I'm already last anyways. This is for me and my endurance. So
You weren't last, though.
I don't know.
And who cares?
Probably
honestly,
not. But
cares?
yeah, who cares if I was,
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't even know why. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm
You
so
totally
proud
care.
of
Off
no,
air, you're like, you better not be last.
No, that is.
Show me those results.
I was
No, you were super supportive.
amazed.
Yeah. But it was, here's the thing. It was really hard, but I got to change my mindset. I've gotten a little more pessimistic in my older age. I used to be way more optimistic, and I was just like, this is going to suck. But it was actually kind of fun.
I'm not gonna lie, though. I feel like you were so prepared for it to be awful that anything.
It was a
gonna be
move.
better.
I mean, I was just like, if I have the lowest expectation, then like I can basically get airlifted out and be like, told you. Like I wouldn't be surprised. So
Airlifted.
So it was 13 miles on Saturday. And
That is
then,
a half marathon.
I know, with
obstacles.
With 30 obstacles, I think it was, yeah. And like, but like I did pretty good. Like there was a handful of like monkey bar ones. One of the monkey bar ones, you go and in the middle, it's almost like an egg beater where it moves when you go to grab it. So all your weight when you grab it, like momentum shifts, and now you're even heavier when you're holding on and your grip is already toast.
So, and are you running in the woods or what's the
Yeah,
trail?
it's like, this is like a big kind of farm essentially. So it was like trails, you're along a river, you're in grasslands, kind of like cow pastures, really. I mean, there was like
cool.
cow shit all over.
Oh.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that actually makes it really challenging. It's super uneven ground, but it's tall grass. So you can't really see where you're stepping. So you have to be real like high step when you're jogging. Otherwise, you're just tripping. You know?
And how many hours did that take you?
So the 13 took us 4 hours and 37 minutes.
That's amazing.
Which we said, here's the thing, when we started, we're like, what's our goal? We need to have a goal so we at least can like stick through it. We're like 8 hours. We give ourselves 8. I was like 8 hours. We might be out here for the day. And we did it in 4:37.
That's amazing.
Which was pretty cool. But here's the funny thing is that the first 6 miles went in like we did, I think 6 miles in like an hour or an hour and 10 minutes. Like really fast, right? Or for us at least. And then I was like, whoa, we just did shit. This is going to only take like 3 hours max. And then come the obstacles. It's stacked up. And then you're just like, oh, all of a sudden now it's 2 miles in an hour. so.
Still, I'm so proud. What shoes did you decide to go with?
Look, I wore the Ultra Lone Peak, I think. I actually ended up liking them.
Okay.
Didn't really have any foot problems. The thing that was good for this race in particular is they drained really quickly from water. So I've worn shoes in the past where like when you go through, because you're fully submerged in water, like you have to dunk under, like you have to fully submerge. It's pretty nasty. And then you obviously have like tons of mud. But my shoes were
like
not
an
squishy.
infection
Oh
waiting
no,
to
totally.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, I got cuts and I'm a little nervous, but might have MRSA or something. But yeah, they worked well, and the grip, because they have like that terrain, that trail grip, like the Vivos that you have. They did really good in a lot of the climbing stuff. So, but I did tape my feet because my ankles got sore, and I was like, oh, brilliant idea! I'm gonna tape up my feet for Sunday. And I was just tired, and I was also lazy. Like, we had to get back there too early on Sunday. So I didn't even know if we had athletic tape, so I just grabbed Gorilla Tape.
Wait, team, stop. He told me this yesterday because he has bandages all over his feet. And I was like, what happened?
Real.
The tape job ruined his feet.
Yeah.
Because he did not pre-wrap or use athletic tape.
Well, here's the thing, though. My left foot, I did use athletic tape. Because as I was wrapping my right foot, Priya found some. I was like, I'm not re-wrapping this thing. It's already wrapped. And Gorilla Tape is like real deal. So I was like, fuck it. So then she brought the athletic tape. I hit my left with that. The left is definitely in much better shape than the right, but the left is definitely still cut up.
Because you didn't put pre-wrap on.
Yeah. And then I went in I probably would have been fine had it been like 5 or 6 miles, but it was 5 or 6 miles in like all this terrain with water and mud, and then another 3 miles after that.
So
and I never changed them,
Tore your foot off.
Yeah, it was just like cut. Yeah, it sucked. God. So that was it. But we did it. We did all 3. Brian, our friend, joined for the Sunday morning 6 mile one, which was clutch. He brought an energy. He was fresh.
Yeah.
He took a swim. We were like running by the river, and he was just like, I'm jumping in this water. And then Priya was like, I'm jumping in this water. So they swam part of the course, and people were like, what? You could do that? That's great. Like they started following him. This other guy was so excited, and he got an obstacle. He's like, I couldn't get that obstacle yesterday, but I got it today because of the water. Like he was so pumped. Aww, it was cool.
That's really sweet. Yeah, so, Brian's good vibes.
That's Spartan update.
I love it.
We did it. We got the 3 medals, and we got like a big medal. And River did so good. That was my highlight, honestly. Yeah. He did the mile, and he crushed it. I got a little video coming.
That's so sweet.
It's cute.
Check out Mike, Podcast Mike's Instagram for that video.
Holla.
Coming soon. Well, is that what you're buzzing on? What are you buzzing on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm buzzing on being done with it for sure. It was like a thing for, a lot of lead up. But I'm buzzing on my body.
Ooh, pause for that one. Wait, where's our buzzing?
Oh.
Now it's time for What's Buzzin'. What's a buzzin', bub?
Thanks for asking, River. This week, I am buzzing on my body. Because here's the thing that happened, which is not how I wanted it to happen. Is as we got closer to the event, I started really well, like back in like June and maybe even whatever month is before June, I can't think, May. I was like starting to run. I was doing lots of kettlebell training, doing lots of spin, doing lots of mobility, doing all the things. Then as summer kind of got here, started doing less and less. And then my calf kind of got messed up. Then my knee was kind of talking to me. So I was definitely doing a lot less training. And as the last 2 weeks, I did like so minimal. And I'm like, we are about to go into battle for 2 days, more than I've ever done in my life. And I'm training less. Like, this is not cool.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm not laughing at you.
No, you are. It's totally cool.
Team, I'm sorry, but Mike, we have a similarity, so I'm not making fun of you. But Mike was literally falling apart the week before the race, every single day, like something else was wrong.
It was true. So I'm like, this is just gonna be terrible. But like, my body did so good. Like in the thing that happened to both of us was our knees definitely got like worked. We're not used to that much. I think it was just like an overuse injury, like kind of day of, because neither of us are suffering from anything post.
Awesome.
And it kind of felt like it. Like it was like, you can walk if you jog I'm going to yell at you and be like, that hurts, stop. And then I would walk and be like, okay.
I mean, the varied terrain.
Totally.
Let
And a
alone
lot of
the obstacles,
steep downhill. So you're just like, and as your muscles get kind of fatigued, then it's kind of going to your joints and you're just kind of, like clumsy. So but ultimately, I will shout out Therabody because we hit it. Even Priya was like, all right, I'm a believer now because it's hard to tell sometimes with like day to day, like how much do you need like massage guns and TheraBoots and all these things. But like if you're actually doing things where you're getting real sore and your body really needs the repair, I think that's where it really felt like it really made a difference. So we had a station, we had like ice bath, we had massage guns, CBD, and the boots on rotation. And like we literally were like every half hour, like, cool, switch, you go there, I'll go here. And we just like sat for the evening just getting recovered.
Yeah, that's bomb. No, that's so good. And if anybody has a Theragun and doesn't know what to do with it, go to justmove.com because we have a ton of Theragun or a handful of Theragun workouts.
Yeah.
And they're free.
It was good. But yeah, definitely Spartan, I don't like the organization.
Oh.
It's kind of like, it's a lot of money. And it's not ran very well. And then, like, I found out today we were trying to look for our photos, and I can't say this for 100% sure, but I'm 99.99% sure that you have to pay for your photos. After we already paid, like, it was like $1,000.
No, it was not.
For me, Priya, and River to do the
No,
weekend.
it was not.
No joke.
$1,000?
Because they get you for tickets, then there's like fees, then there's mandatory parking, then there's like all these like like charge after charge. And then now I think what they make you do is you have to have a Plus account, which is like $8 a month, minimum 6 months, to get access to your photos. Like, I knew we were just like, come on, are you serious?
I mean, that's shitty.
Yeah, so that's kind of like disappointing, you know. I don't know if we'll see if we'll do another one, but I did want to come clean and put that out in the air because that's kind of like, that's annoying.
It's really,
spent a lot of money,
really shitty.
And we had to wait in line to register for the second race on Sunday. After we did the 6 miles, we go to like register. I'm not kidding you. The line probably was like an hour. Priya did this cool little shift move where there was other lines, and I was like, "Yo, are we cutting?" She's like, "I don't know, but we're just getting in line right here." And it took us still like 25, 30 minutes.
Why weren't you already signed up for it?
You can't. So like you have to like, we couldn't register even though we're signed up. You have to still wait in a line. It's so old school, and like get your packet.
No.
And like, they have to look you up, and it takes like, depending on 2 to 10 minutes per person. For every single person, there's thousands. It was just like, for that big of fee to do all this, it should be pretty streamlined. Yeah. So anyway, shots fired to Spartan. I'm pissed. And I will not be going to Greece. We got the invite, because if you do like a trifecta in a weekend or whatever, it's like, now you earned the right to go to Greece to compete where Spartan originated. And no discount. You just get the opportunity to go and spend
$20,000.
Exactly. We're giving you a once-in-a-lifetime deal to spend $25,000 while killing yourself in Greece.
At the original Spartan
where you
Coliseum.
won't enjoy any of the sights because you'll be dead. Yeah. So.
Knock on wood, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're out of control.
But look, we did it. I'm buzzing on my body because I feel recovered other than my damn cut up feet from the tape.
But that's just a flesh wound.
I know. That's just a flesh wound.
We can deal with that.
So I'm just keeping her clean.
Just put some ointment on that shit.
Yep, I got that Aquaphor going.
Okay.
I'm hitting them with peroxide. I'm bandaging them up.
All that shit.
I'm going to be back. I'm surfing this weekend, so I'm going to get them in the salt water. I'm going to be back. I'm good. Next week, I'm back. Okay. So that's what I'm buzzing on. What are you buzzing on?
I'm doing a double buzz.
Oh, shit.
No. I'm sorry. I'm re-buzzing on something.
Okay.
Because
that's a buzz back.
I'm a buzz back.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing back. Because, listen, if you shop for jeans and you are a thick human, you understand, especially now that the skinny jean craze is gone, Because when skinny jeans were here, there's a lot more stretch in a
Yeah.
jean. It was like skinny jeans were basically spandex. So that was a good era for me. Well, they're not in anymore. I'm not wearing skinny jeans. It is so difficult to find jeans. And if you find them, you find one pair and they're like $300. So I am buzzing again on Zara.
Damn.
I went there again this weekend because I wanted to change up, have a few more, just kind of like different styles of jeans. And at Zara, I don't try things on because it takes too long. So I just buy a handful and then I go and return them. All but one worked. That is unheard of. Literally unheard of. And I get questions if I, post my little current situation outfit. And so I just want to tell everyone, it is Zara, team. 99% of the time, if I am wearing jeans right now, they are Zara. Zara, where are you?
Where are you at? Zara, hit us up. They have one at Alderwood Mall.
Yeah, and they fit true to size. So I wear a 29, which is an 8, which is like a 40 in Zara land because Zara has so many like different sizes. And they fit true to size.
You know what just happened right there?
What?
I feel like I just experienced what you experienced when I talk about like gigabytes and like camera settings.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And you look through me because you're just like 29, which is a 40 minus a 2 in Zara land. And I was like, is that a camera setting? What? That was I don't normally get that, but I was lost.
Well, for all the people that understand,
so there's like a key code.
No. It's like European sizing. So on their tag, it has all the different.
Got it.
So jean sizing are typically like, I think it would be a US sizing is a 29 is also a size 8. But then in Zara, it has, like, let's just say it's European sizing. So it's
Got
like a
it.
40, which is a size 8. Long story long.
Yeah.
They're true.
Zara.
They fit true to size. And I am a fan.
Were these the flares?
Haters gonna hate.
God, why do we have to go back to
They're
the flares?
swaggy. Those were swaggy. Yes, those were one of them. I got a handful. Also, they're $49. Jeans literally cost $249.
Yeah. Are they quality though? Do they last?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they've lasted me so far.
Yeah.
I did one of the zippers on one of them, but I've had that pair for like a year. But when you pay $49, I wear the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm buzzing on.
But you have a double buzz.
No. It was a buzz back, not a double
buzz back.
buzz.
Okay,
I'm just saying I've already buzzed on this
yeah.
before, but I wanted to bring it back
Just
around
another
because
buzz, yeah.
this
Double
weekend-
buzzing.
It double buzz.
Okay. We saw one when we were at the mall recently, and it was like huge.
Yeah, Zara's are huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It took up 3 normal retail spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
we didn't go
Alderwood?
in because it was a little too, we didn't have time
Yeah.
to get into that buzz.
intense.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I hope the flares don't last.
Mike, you cannot hate. You know that was swaggy. I had the Jordans on with the oversized shirt.
It looks just like something went wrong. Like it's all like good. Then it's like, and fuck it. That's kind of how the flare seems. The flare just seems kind of like forget about it. We had it. We kept it tight. We felt good, and then this shit hit the fan. Everyone
Okay,
went
well,
home.
when you're into fashion like me,
come on. You're talking fast fashion over here.
you have to
It's a
really
$50
press.
jeans.
It's not about what it costs. It's about how you wear it.
I mean,
And
there's
I wore
something
the
to be
shit out
said
of
about
that.
fast fashion. It's not really good
It's
for the
not
environment.
okay. It's not good for the environment. You're right, but I'm not treating this as fast fashion. I am rocking these jeans.
You're kind of slow fashion.
Yeah, they're slow. They're like kind of
you're
staple
slowing it
items.
down. Yeah.
Whatever.
Pump of the brake fashion.
Okay.
Anyways, I just don't like the flares. You do. That's cool. We can disagree. I'm just saying I don't mind the whatever, the boyfriend jean or whatever that one, the kind of LA baggy. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I like those. I didn't mind the skinny jean. They got a little out of control where it's like they were so skinny or so tight where it's like, what's the point? Like just
Spandex.
they're just spandex. In fact, I think some of them were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't like the flares. I just
Well,
don't.
good to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely drop off some
Don't
flares
wear
for
'em.
Priya.
No, she won't do it.
They're fire.
No.
I
yeah,
love
they're
it.
perfect for the fire. You're right. Burn them.
I love them. I'm gonna keep rocking them.
I know
I'm
you
gonna
will.
rock them
And I
now
know-
every time I see you.
Well, that's the thing I know that we've discussed is you like to be different in what other people don't like. So the fact that I'm putting that out there, I got to be better with that. I got to use a little bit more reverse psychology. Like, dude, I've been seeing everybody been wearing those flares and I like them. And everyone seems to really like them. And people are even commenting to me that they saw your post and they're like, do you work with her? Where did she get those flares? Because those are so cool.
You think that would work and that I wouldn't wear them?
I kind of think it might. Nah. I mean, not now because
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Period.
There go the eyes. The eyes. Yep, they do it. Okay.
What are we actually talking about? Our buzzes have typically been taking half the show now.
Yeah. Would you go back and forth on? Sometimes
I don't like
oh my
it.
God. Yeah.
We would,
you get anxiety.
Team, can you let us know? We have dueling opinions here.
They do let us know.
No, okay, team, this is a real question from me.
How do they answer this?
Go to KaisaFit.com/ask and let us know your answer, or just DM me or Mike.
Me preferably, because if it's an overwhelming,
Okay, yeah. Either one.
You'll hide the evidence.
I will not. I'll be truthful here.
Okay.
How do you feel about our buzzin' topics? I personally feel like we talk too long on our buzzin' topics because I just feel like we go out on these like birdwalk tangents. Would you rather us just get to the buzzin' and then get on with the show? Or do you want us to be a little bit more in Mike's favor where we just talk for half the show?
It's a talk show, baby.
I know, and you're a talker, and I'm like, come on.
Like you're not. Yeah, right. You just get anxiety, but
I do. I'm like the team.
All we do is talk. You are definitely a talker.
A little bit more interesting things.
You want to curate.
I want to get to the topic of the show.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to know. Do you like the birdwalk buzzin', or do you want us to buzz on, buzz off, and get on with it?
Cool. All the feedback that I see on like YouTube or comments or reviews is like, no, keep the buzz. That's my favorite part.
Wait,
I'm
not talking about cutting the buzz. I'm just talking about cutting down the buzz.
Yeah. Truncating the buzz.
Truncating.
All
right.
Well,
moving on.
Let's get to the topic then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck weight loss.
Wow, just right into it.
Dive in. That was a bold statement that came out a couple weeks ago on the social media, and you shook the world.
I mean, I don't really feel like we shook the world, but it is interesting. One of the things that moment taught me is we talk so much as a team or collectively, you and I, about these types of things that I don't think either one of us thought it was going to be a very big deal to write fuck weight loss on the actual, which was your idea.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be a big deal. That's why
Really?
I was pushing it. I mean, I don't know if I thought it would be that big of a deal. But the thing is I think you easily get lost in your little silo of like our conversation. And then you kind of like, we get careful. Everyone's kind of careful. You don't want to offend people and all that stuff. So it's like you have this loud message internally and then you're like, cool, now how do we sort of shape it and like put things around it so it doesn't offend people when it comes out?
Yeah.
And we just chose to sort of not have it have any wrapper on it and just instead of being super like beat around the bush, like this is basically what you were saying is like move for joy and move everybody. Like it kind of, you don't know what you're saying if you're not saying something strong. And just by saying fuck weight loss, strength is everything, here's why.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like what floats around in my mind is that if you are trying to please everyone and be like, we never want to do wrong by people, but if you're offended by me saying fuck weight loss, you're probably not understanding what I'm actually saying, which we can get into today. But I also think you need to stand for something so that people can attach to those beliefs. And that's what I feel like. I have all of these internal messages and messages that we maybe talk about as a team, but I realize I maybe don't talk about them loud enough, or I don't make enough statement, or a loud enough statement about them often enough. So I didn't think fuck weight loss was going to be a very big deal because I literally say it every day in all of my conversations, apparently just not on social media.
Yeah. So what was I guess what's your stance? Like why, what does that mean to you?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a good question. When I say fuck weight loss, the point of it is fuck weight loss being your motivation and your goal to move. And so that's why my whole statement was fuck weight loss, let's get strong. I would much prefer people to focus on things that will help performance-wise, things that will help them, take care of their body, feel good and feel healthy in their body, rather than focusing on an aesthetic goal. Because here's my thing. if you move and you move often and you move consistently, if you have weight to lose, you will lose that weight. I've never seen sustainable success with that being your number one goal. So I always like to tell people, let's focus on things that are doable, sustainable goals for as long as you live. And if your body needs to lose weight, you'll lose the weight. So that's why it's like, fuck weight loss as your ultimate goal. Let's get strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing the
Shorten it down.
focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's not like you're anti like losing weight in every aspect. Like if that were to happen, you're not like, that's bad.
No.
You're just saying, don't let that be your only or sole motivator to work out because why?
Well, no. Okay. So this is a good point. Well, to answer your question, because why? Because it's not a sustainable goal. And most of the time, if you have weight loss as your goal, you're either going to not ever get there or you're not going to get there in a healthy way. And if you don't get there in a healthy way, then it's not a sustainable way and you're not taking care of your body. So that's why. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I really think it's important for people to hone in or hear me when I say, I'm not saying that there are people, especially for health reasons, that need to lose weight. But what I'm saying is find an approach that focuses on taking care of your body. And when you do that, then you're going to find steps that are doable, that are consistent, that build up over time, that you can do for the rest of your life. And when you do those things, then the weight will naturally start to, we have to change diet and a few other things, but then you're starting to take care of yourself in a very doable way.
Yeah. And I mean, this came up, we were talking about this, and I first of all, I don't know what I'm talking about. These are just my random thoughts. But like when I talk to a certain friend about movement, he always associates the movement with losing weight. Like it's like, I need to change, I need to get this body back, blah, blah. And I was like, what if you didn't think of movement for anything weight related? You just thought of movement as like longevity, like being more comfortable in your joints and your muscles, being able to do more things regardless of how much you weigh. If you want to lose weight or you want to change the way your body feels unrelated to movement, think of that as what you eat. Like if you can separate those, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line for me because I am so anti-diet culture as well. I think I would love for people to stop thinking about doing things so that they can change the way that they look and think about doing things, whether it's movement or nutrition or sleep or hydration, because you want to feel the best that you possibly can. So I'm totally along those lines. And I think that there's you have to meet people where they're at and start to have those conversations that people can actually hold on to and grab onto and understand. But ultimately, my goal is for people to move because they enjoy the feeling of taking care of their body and because they understand that they need to respect their body and this is the one body that you have and you want to live in this healthy body as long as you can. And then that also translates into what you decide to put in your body and how you take care of your body in many, many different ways besides movement.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of what that message when you put fuck weight loss out generated was a lot of support. Ultimately, I think there was a handful of negative comments or, feedback, but I think like overwhelmingly everyone seemed, at least what I saw, was on that same page. Yeah. Would you agree?
No, totally. I think people are just fucking sick of being told to look a certain way and, to change your body through movement. And I think that it's relieving for people to be able to attach to something that feels good. It feels good to break those little shackles of I don't have to fucking move and look and try to look differently. That is a message that even if we're not consuming directly on a daily basis, we really are consuming, especially now with social media. And so I think it's nice to hear something different. And it's fun. The freedom of figuring out how to move and feel strong and empowered in your body is a really fun journey. I mean, how much fun I'm doing creating the program. That promo that we created was for the Get Strong program. And it's so fucking fun to feel strong in your body and to start seeing those changes. And that's something that I want to keep communicating to people. And I want to keep giving people opportunities to experience that. So yeah, it was mainly a lot of people very excited about that. A few people, as they always will, hating on it. But
well, yeah, of course.
Haters gonna hate.
And I think, again, it's like everyone wants what you're saying to be that's just everything you stand for in that one little sentence. It's like there's no context, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's not like you're saying someone who medically needs to lose weight, like fuck you and your goals or like your doctors. It's just like, no, it's shifting the focus because that's more sustainable.
Yeah. No, and I do think that's a good point. And just to clarify, when I'm saying fuck weight loss, I'm saying fuck weight loss as the ultimate goal and the reason as to why you are moving. And if we can change our perspective there, and rather than it be a weight loss goal or changing my body goal, and it can then be a performance goal or getting strong goal or getting more powerful goal, whatever you want to insert there.
Or something that just came to mind, say I'm, in a position where I need a surgery, and I can only get that surgery if according to my doctor, where I need to lose weight. Instead of even making that, because then it's sort of, well, my doctor said I have to lose weight, but why do I even want that surgery? Like, what will that surgery get me when I'm done? Does that mean like walks around the lake with my kid or my friend, or like, can you attach to something bigger? Like, I'm moving so that I can do X versus like, I'm only moving to lose the weight to get the surgery. Cause even that might not be enough for you to kind of stay motivated. Whereas if you have it in your mind of like, I want to go to Peru, or what, it doesn't even have to be big. Like, it can be small. Like, I just want to walk. Maybe you can't walk comfortably.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't know why my brain went on a tangent when you said this, but for those who are in a position that their health is being affected by the weight, I also think it's really important to look at weight with a broader lens, because weight, you can be carrying extra weight on your body because of stress, because of anxiety, because of depression. Like, there's so many different things. It's not that you're not moving enough. For a lot of people, it's not that they're not eating good enough. It's that their life is so fucking intense and they're dealing with so many huge things that all of the chemicals are imbalanced and they can't help that. So I just that's why for me, it's like, it's not that simple. You can't just sum it up to that. And for those that do, if it's a friend or whoever you're talking about, I am not a doctor. Like, you would definitely have to go see a specialist, if you're in that position. And of course, I would not be saying fuck weight loss to you. That's not it. It's just the overarching message that we're constantly pushing. It's basically me saying fuck that. Yeah,
and fuck that, especially in regards to what kind of programming we create.
Absolutely.
We don't, and that's another context, right? That was specifically for promoting a strong program that we're working on, which is we're not selling you lose 10 pounds, lose 20 pounds, and show us a photo after you're done so we can see how much different you look. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Marketing, I think, is a big part of the fuck weight loss. Is let's get strong. Let's hear about how you feel. Let's hear about what you lifted, or just the fact that you did it and you committed to it.
Yeah. Not only that, but let's hear about the freedom that you start to feel when you don't fucking think about what you look like 24/7. When you don't think about, okay, I just did that workout, so now do I have a six pack? You know what I mean? It's so fucking freeing to be that's not my goal. That is not my goal at all. I'm not constantly checking in to see if is this program working? Am I getting skinnier? And then hating it the whole time you're doing it. This program and everything else I feel that we do is so fucking empowering, because it's amazing every single time. This is specifically a progressive program, but this goes with everything. This is a progressive program, so you will see your results. Every time you come around to do day one again, you're going to see the progress. That's fucking exciting. That's motivating. That's going to keep you coming back for more. And that's what I want people to experience.
Is that your chair?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no. It's all good. I was like, is someone here? Hello. No, totally. I think, okay, so I'll throw looking for advice for myself, because I'm thinking okay, sometimes I can really embody that, move, and especially something that's come around for me has been certain mobility movements where I'm wow, I can get my foot to a place, which actually came up in the Spartan race on one of the climbs out of this mud pit that so many people were struggling with. I mean, everyone struggles with it, but because my legs are so mobile, I could just put my leg up borderline shoulder height onto this ledge and use a rope to pull myself up, versus having to try to dig in and crawl up this mud that was like, there was no traction. And I was like, that was like a cool move, you know, where I was like, but only because I do like daily, you know, adductor and hamstring and all these like mobility moves to like increase that range of motion and be fairly strong in that, you know, because it's like active. Anyways, bird walk. But like, to me, that movement makes me feel really like, I don't know what, I guess it makes me feel like, it's like, oh, flexible, but that's not really what it is. There's something about like, oh, that's progress. Like I've changed something about my performance in a way. But then still though, if I like have a photo with my shirt off or something and I'm like, but then I hit that like body shaming feeling. So it's like, because this is obviously like everyone deals with this or most people deal with this. So how do you actually shift that change? Like, how do you, I get lost there.
I think minute by minute, thought by thought, rep by rep, because like we've said many times on this show, I still have those same exact thoughts. It's just, I see the progress in how long they linger in my mind and how much they affect my life. And so, being totally transparent. We just talked about not me having to get rid of a bunch of clothes because I don't fit into them. We were talking about that last week. So I have those moments every single day. We're human. Like we will have those moments. I think it's just not allowing those moments to consume very much of your day and very much of your life, but being okay when they come, being, you know, gentle on yourself when they come, and then just realizing that's a part of the process. That's just a part of being human. But you would have those moments whether you had a six-pack or no six-pack. You would have those moments whether you had the perfect body or not the perfect body. Sometimes you might have to do something to get there to realize that. Like I've experienced being in the best shape of my life and or looking from the outside world the best I ever have and being absolutely miserable. So I've physically experienced that does not translate into being happier or, you know, being more comfortable in my skin or whatever it is. And so I've experienced those. If you hadn't experienced it, I can only tell you, and I would hope that you don't have to get there and, you know, do a bodybuilding competition or something to get your shredded six-pack. But it's part of the process. It will never go away. And I just hope that you don't, the more and more that you have those thoughts, the less and less they last.
Yeah.
And not that they would ever go away. I don't think that's a realistic goal. I think it's just that they don't consume you. I think it's just that you don't go back, you know, you don't look at that picture and then, you know, go decide for a week you're going to do a binge diet or, you know, that's really where it's at for me.
And I get two things come to mind. One is that it is hard because most of general population hasn't experienced being so fit to go like, oh, looking that way felt terrible, right? Like only a very like small percentage of the population, you in there, have reached that. And then you tell that message, which is like, it sounds good, but it's like, well, I haven't felt it, so it's hard to get there, right? So I think that's one challenge for everybody. But I will say, for me personally, like I haven't done it body wise, but I have done it just sort of like how I look in general, of like seeing photos of myself in the past. I used to be like, God, I hate seeing photos of myself. But since I've had a kid, and honestly, not just since I've had a kid, but I think just as I've gotten older, how much more I value photos of myself with people who I love because there's not that many of them. And so I used to go like, oh, I don't want to share that photo because I don't like the way I look. Now I do, like, there has been a massive amount of progress made in where I see that photo and I'm like, I'm so stoked that photo exists. Like, who gives a shit if like, I think I look kind of weird? Like, it's me. It's how everyone else saw me in that moment. I'm just super excited that I have that moment like captured. So I guess for me, there has been, not in that other realm of like, say with my shirt off or whatever, how I think I should look or whatever, but just seeing myself, how I look in the world, I guess, you know?
This brings up though this is totally a kind of a different tangent, but I think one of the other things for me that was a changing moment that a lot of people can relate to is starting to feel confident in other aspects in my life and starting to find my confidence in the things that I was actually doing in life, like the woman that I was becoming, or, you know, the businesswoman that I was becoming, or how I was evolving in therapy, which then translated into how different I was in relationships. So I think it's also important to be doing a lot of other things that help bring out the best in you. You know what I mean? Because like it's very easy for me to say like what you look like is not the most important thing about you, but you have to believe that what you look like is not the most important thing about you. So that when you look at that picture, you're reminded like, fuck, okay, yeah, I don't look like my ideal image that I have of myself, but I'm fucking a bad bitch. You know what I mean? Like you have to figure out what it is in life that brings that out of you. For me, it happens to be being a trainer and running a business, and those things all go, really hand in hand with the body, and that all works out perfectly. But you could, Mike, for example, you're an incredible videographer. You're an amazing dad. You could look at those and be like, okay, yeah, fine. I don't look like the ideal Mike in my mind, but like I am an amazing partner. I'm an incredible dad. You have to have these things that are like your positive affirmations that mean something to you so that you just don't get stuck in that.
Yeah.
Because my goal for people is not that it never happens, but that when you say those things to yourself, that you don't stay in them very long. That's my ultimate goal for you. And that's what I've always challenged myself with. I have the worst negative self-talk, the absolute worst. It's never going away. I just don't want to be in that moment for very long.
Yeah. So it's kind of like if you don't really like the rims or the paint job on your car, but when you get in and you're driving, you're like, you know what? The music bumps, and you're like, you know what? She got a little get up and we got some good gas mileage in this. And you know what? I've had her for 10 years with real minimal problems. Like, what a good car.
And she's getting you from A to Z.
And the memories I've had taking her around, she's been to the beach and she's transferred people. Like, I think it is about, like you're saying, it's not that you won't ever, it's not convincing yourself to like the rims. Let's just use the rims instead of the paint job. Let's go rims, and you're always kind of wanted to change the rims. You want the matte black, you don't
want
the wheels.
Yeah.
What's wrong with rims?
Just wheels.
Wheels. Interesting. Okay. They are technically called rims, right?
I know, we say wheels.
You just wheel. Okay, we do. Okay.
Because rims feel like the shiny, like spinning rims or something. Like wheels a little more classy. Maybe I have spinning. Maybe you're talking about a car that has spinning rims.
Yeah, I was trying to be subtle, but yeah, you're not saying it's like it doesn't go away, but you can shine the light on enough other things that at least when it comes up, the other things also come up, which I do. As we're talking about it, I think it is getting rid of thinking that it will go away. And I think it is being more comfortable with the fact that other things might come up that feel good and letting those also come in. Don't like shut the door on those only because this other thing isn't making you feel how you want to feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just like practicing for the rest of your life that you are not your body. And that is the hardest concept for all of us to understand. But you are not your body. And an excellent way that I practice that is all of the people in my life that mean a lot to me, do they mean a lot to me because of what they look like? You know what I mean? Like, do I get a lot from them because of what they look like? No. Okay. It's a perfect example for me over and over again to be like, I want to be a good human to the people that matter to me and to the rest of the world. Like, that's what I want to be. I want to leave a lasting impression. I want them to have a feeling when they're around me. That's not what I look like. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not what it is. And if that's the feeling somebody has with me, I probably don't want them around for long. So, but it's a constant practice every single day.
Word.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of talked about this a little bit, but like, so fuck weight loss. The other side of it is like, why do you love strength so much?
Yeah.
Like, why is that the one that really like, seems like really you were able to shine light on that?
Yeah, it's so hard for me to break down why I like strength other than the fact that there is no other feeling than feeling strong and powerful in your body. When I think about things that make me feel confident, it is that I'm strong. It is that I can go out and do whatever I want to do, not just in the gym, but in real life. Like, I find such a power in my strength. And I think that's why I've learned that so much of the changes that have happened in my life have happened through getting stronger, literally physically getting stronger in my body so that I can be stronger to take on the world. And so I just have an absolute love and appreciation for strength. And strength work then turns into being able to be more powerful, being able to be faster, being able to do all these other things that I want to do. But I have always had a deep love and appreciation for strength work. There is nothing like it. There's nothing like feeling capable in your body.
Yeah, the thing as you were talking about, like what I think is so cool about strength is it's very individual. Like, and if you go to a gym, a lot of gyms, there's like PRs and it's personal record, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's so cool because the crowd, I've been in different like scenarios where people are kind of like maxing out or something, like some event, you know, like at a gym, and they're going for their PR. And it doesn't matter if it was 35 pounds or 100 pounds, different person, the crowd goes wild, right? And the person, it's just them giving their all in this moment that gives everyone this like energy and goosebump, you know? And like, it is powerful. Like it is a really cool feeling to feel strong. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you have to lift X. It's just whatever strong is to you.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And like the thing about strength is it can just continue to progress. And as you continue to build strength, you will continue to see all the different changes physically that you can do in life, but also I believe mentally and emotionally as well. Like when you are in a strong body, your life is very, very different. And I saw this with so many and I was training mainly women at the time. So I will say my female clients, and they were middle-aged women who started getting really fucking strong in their body and then started realizing like they're capable of a whole lot more than they were thinking they were. And this is at like 60 plus years old. So it absolutely is a game changer, not just to me. And that's why I want everybody, that's why I want the focus to start shifting and like really being like, what are you doing to feel empowered in your body? And for some people, maybe it's not, maybe it's like running, you know, people have all different types of things, but for me, it's strength. And for this new program that we have coming out, it's strength, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah. And I think I don't know, this just came into mind that it's proving to yourself that you can do something more than what you think you can do. I mean, I think that is, anytime I've ever done that, it's always like, whoa, like you kind of smile at yourself a little bit. You're like, okay, shit, I just did that, you know? And it feels really good.
Not only that you can do hard things, but that when you fail, it doesn't mean that it's ending. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about this before, but when you do strength, a lot of strength work at certain times will go, you are pushing towards failure and you're getting comfortable figuring out how to be uncomfortable and how to push through, not like in pain, but like pushing through those walls, one, that you mentally set in your mind, and two, that you physically have. And so I think strength work also teaches you a lot about how to approach things in life, because it is all about being uncomfortable. It's all about failing. It's all about coming back the next day or day after and getting right back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to think, we've talked about this, of like, it's not how out of shape or unconditioned you are, it's that you're getting more conditioned. And I think strength is similar, where it's like, you could look at it two ways. I failed that lift, or I'm getting stronger. Because every time no matter what, if you're hitting failure, you're still on a journey to getting, like, you are stronger than you were the last one, because you just gave your like max effort. You just like reached your max.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're not like, in this program, we're not lifting to failure. We don't have max weights.
That'd be a little dangerous.
But yes, that's absolutely what happens in strength programs. And that's why, again, I'm just going to bring it back. It is just a positive take on movement. And that's where I really believe, like, I really want to continuously help people switch their mindset. And movement is a celebration. Movement is like a gift that you give to yourself and to your body. And it's not a negative thing. So it's just right now, strength is like this positive celebration of what our body can do and where our body can go.
And if you want to move for weight loss, there's plenty of places for you to go. Like, we don't have to be that, right?
We will never be that.
That's what I mean. But like, if that's your goal, like, then we don't have to be for everybody. I think that we're going back to that. Like, hopefully we can switch your mindset.
But also, I'm just going to argue this. If you have weight to lose and you start a consistent movement schedule, and when I believe this, when you start moving consistently, you will start to have the energy to start looking at a few other things in your life, maybe what you're eating, maybe things that are stressing you out, maybe the lack of sleep, maybe some unhealthy relationships, but you have to start. And when you start and you start creating those changes, your body will start changing too if that's naturally, like if that's what needs to happen in your body. But the other hard thing about weight loss is we are told that we should look this way, and most bodies are not healthy when they look this way. Like, that's what's crazy. And so weight loss in and of itself is just such a fucked up thing, because most people are a whole lot healthier in a bigger body that the world says is not healthy than if they tried to get skinny and be the image that the world says is healthy, or media.
Yeah, and it's so much, I mean, again and again, it's genetics is such a big part of it too. It's like there's so many people who just naturally look a certain way, but they become, of course, because if they're the idolized body type, then they are the ones that end up in the media and whatnot. And then what you're comparing yourself to isn't really even a realistic comparison to begin with. So it's not like you're not even in the same playing field.
Yeah.
You know? So it's such an unfair and kind of gross situation that
will not change.
Totally.
You just have to decide to make a change.
Although I will say, like, it's definitely different these days than it was 10, 15 years. I mean, 10 years ago even, for sure. Like, seeing different bodies, like I think it's been, it's changed the way I look at things, for sure, seeing different, more normal people.
Well, because social media is around. Before it wasn't social media. You were just seeing things on a magazine. Yeah. You weren't seeing things like in real time.
But like Athleta, for instance, like I get their magazine, and like I love their it really does. I really do think it makes a difference. Like, I know you could be like, oh, they're just getting the token X, Y, and Z, but like I think you have to do that in order to like start seeing people. And it's like they do such a good job with diversity, age diversity, like body diversity, all those things, to where it feels like a more realistic, like how I see the world. Versus there's other ones that I won't put on blast, but
Lululemon, we can put them on blast.
Yeah, I mean they've done a lot better too over the years,
a little bit better.
But yeah, like it's noticeable where you're like, these are all models. Like, not only these are all models, but these are all very specific model body types. And then you see something different, and it's just like, oh, that's cool. Like, it feels different. So I don't know. I definitely I think that it does change a little bit. And I think it gives shine to be like, yeah, that person in that body or that age can be sexy. Like, it's not only this type that is like sexy, and everything else is just an attempt to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, that, like we always say, health is a feeling, is not a look. Like, health equals a specific look is just bullshit. And I think that is such a good point. Like, Athleta really, they do a good job. Athleta, where you at? 'Cause I also love their clothes.
Hit us up.
I know, come
Priya
on.
loves Athleta. Yeah.
But anyways, we're not just, they really do a good job of doing that. And I think there are other brands, that's true. There are other brands coming up that are doing that as well, which is amazing, which is how it should be. Like, we should be able to look at, media and marketing and see other than one body. And I think that that's like, definitely that change has been demanded, but like, can the fitness industry catch up to that? Yeah. Like, can we start moving? Like, can we have all different types of bodies represent trainers and health? And can we start moving for ways that are far more important than changing the way that we look? Like, come on, get on the fucking bandwagon.
Yeah.
I know it's not what sells right away, but listen, we should be more than just about the money, honey.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant marketing idea. It's like you keep people basically will always be coming back because they'll never reach the goal that you sell them. It's like,
it's disgusting.
It's obvious, right? Yeah. And I mean, I think it's like, there's so many things like that. Like, it's like healthcare and all those things where it's like, well, if everyone was doing better and there was less need for, big pharma and all these things, then it's like, well, how does that work? Like, if these, or like psychedelic, like therapy, there's a lot of pushback with it. It was like, well, if there's a few treatments, this person doesn't need to take all these pills and do this treatment.
Where are we going to get our money?
Yeah. So it's
no, we get it. But I think also when we have these conversations, it helps just remind me why I'm so passionate about what we're doing. And
we're here to disrupt it.
Yeah.
Right?
And be loud.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why, fuck weight loss. We can get louder, but that was pretty fucking loud.
You know what I think you can add to your like resume is you're a disruptor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think you should embody the disruptor.
I always have. Like in high school, I was a full-on disruptor.
Yeah, you are one for sure. There's no doubt about it. But I think if you embody that, like that naming, that characteristic,
I like that.
yeah, you're a disruptor.
Well, and put a positive spin on it.
Totally.
I think it was always like I was a disruptor, and then there's kind of like a negative.
Yeah,
But
the thing is, startups, startups, it's all about disruption. How can we disrupt this thing that's been done away for so long?
Yeah,
we see an opportunity to disrupt that market.
Yeah,
you're a disruptor.
We are, or I am, and now we are.
Oh, that's one of those words. So if you say it like 3 times.
Disruptive, disruptive, disruptive.
Whoa. You know what I mean? Like it starts sounding weird where you're like, what? Is that how you say it? Disruptor? You know what I mean? Like it starts sounding weird.
Yeah,
that's one of those
but then you
ones.
just look through me. When you look through me, I'm like, what world is he in?
And then you're like, is this real?
Hello?
Yeah. Fuck. I was just going to ask you one more thing though.
I disrupted you.
Yes, you're no, that's an interrupter. You can add that to your fucking
We are
list.
a disruptor, but also I do hope that more people start to jump in on this, because I do feel like we are a small company trying to make disruption. I feel like the only way for you to experience what we're saying or what I'm saying past just trying to listen to me and understand it is to actually physically do these programs and do these workouts and understand what I mean by choosing to honor your body with movement. That movement is a celebration, that you don't need to move to change the way that you look, because you have to physically do it, I think, for it to start making sense. So come join us, team.
Yeah. And I love that, like, you can, it's hard to explain this, but you can go work out, you can go move and feel the benefits immediately. Like you can feel that. You can feel the endorphins, you can feel self-esteem, whatever, right? You will not lose any weight after one movement session, right? So it's like, if that is the goal always, like that's so many people start and then it's like, oh, it didn't work, right?
Yeah.
But if like you can actually get all these other things and be in tune to those things immediately.
Yes.
Which is so cool.
And build off of that. So we've been talking, I've been getting up earlier and starting my day with a walk, which for most of the walking, I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Humble brag.
No, I didn't even mean that as a brag, team. I'm just saying, I'm just walking. Mike?
No, it's cool.
Okay, team. I'm sorry. I'm just literally walking. My point is, I have so much more energy. I am in such a better mood, and I am so much more productive throughout my day because of that extra 30 minutes. And that extra 30 minutes that I actually find joy in. It's not as strenuous. Like if anybody's looking where to start, you don't have to start with 30. Start with a 5-minute stretch. Start with a 10-minute walk, whatever it is. It's that intention and it's the commitment to disrupting and doing something different. And then start paying attention to how much better you feel. And honestly, on top of all that, just how much better I feel that I'm doing something good for myself.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing too that we don't ever value. Like the weight of knowing you should do something and you should do something different and then you just don't fucking do it, that starts to really wear at people. To know that you should be moving more, to know that you should probably be switching up your food, and to know that you should be sleeping more, whatever else it is, that wreaks havoc on your system. So just start to chip away a little bit.
Yeah.
Start just little bit by little bit.
I had this thought, I've always camped a lot, and one thing I always appreciate when going camping, I mean, not anymore because we have a camper with the bathroom in the camper, but when you would wake up in the morning, you would have to get out of the tent, and you could find a tree, but either way, you had to like walk a distance, right? Normally you'd like walk to the bathroom, right? But it would be like equal to like a block or two, because you're like a campground. And then I would always be like, it's kind of like nice to wake up first thing and be outside and like have to walk to kind of like earn the thing that I want, right?
Whereas, the shit?
Yeah, or the piss, whatever. I mean, we don't have to get specific. It depends on, did I have coffee? What are we doing here? What did we have the night before? But at home, If you think about how much you start your day, if you don't do something like that, you wake up out of bed. You've been laying down for anywhere from however many hours to say 8 hours.
8 hours.
You wake up, you walk to the bathroom to sit down, right? You get up, you go get your coffee or water, and you go sit down on the couch. And then you go take a shower, and then you go sit down in your car. And then you drive to work, and then you go to sit down at work. Like, that's most of our patterns.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember someone laid that out and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So walking first thing in the morning really does kind of disrupt that.
It totally does.
And then sometimes that can kind of be, oh, I got my little walk. Maybe I'll take the stairs. Maybe I'll go do this. We're kind of getting into all these other things.
No, but it's true. But this is the point of what we're getting to is if you do not have a movement routine right now, start with anything. Anything is better than nothing. And for me personally, waking up earlier and starting with movement inspires me to do a lot of different things throughout my day. I then have time and I'm motivated. I make my breakfast, which changes the way that I feel in the morning because I have a full at-home breakfast. I get to sit and I get to eat, which changes the way my stomach feels. I mean, it's like it just keeps compounding. And I think that's where there's these tiny little you just have to make a decision to break in to your daily schedule. Cause I can always say there's not enough time. I am stressed. I just can't. You just have to make that one choice, that one decision to say, you know what? I can. And I can wake up 5 minutes earlier and I can do 5 minutes of stretching or 5 minutes of breathing or just sit there and take in the sunrise. I can do that. And then your goal is to stay consistent with that. You don't even have to build on it for a long time. We can talk about that later. Just stay consistent with that. I swear to whatever you want to believe in, team, your life will change drastically. You will notice it within the first week. You will notice so many benefits of creating a new habit and disrupting. That's going to be our key word for today. Are you okay?
No, I think I need hop water.
Wow.
I held it together during that really good segment that you just had there.
Okay.
But this regular tap water is not working. My eyes are watering, Kaisa.
Oh, hop water, where you at? Let's get
I tried to avoid the burps, but now this is worse than a burp.
Yeah, we'd rather have you burping.
Damn. That was a great little monologue, though. We can definitely, there was a good beginning and ending for sure. We can cut out me coughing and eyes watering.
No, this is real. We know, we're all human. It's okay. I forget where else I wanted to go. But I just want to be everyone's cheerleader. Just do that little thing. Just fucking do it and see how different your life is and see how much more energy you have and see how much better you feel about yourself. Just fucking do it. Team, if you're listening right now, I swear 5 minutes. 5 minutes will change your life. Start there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commit to something.
Commit to something.
Yeah.
And I am just going to say it again. Anything is better than nothing. Commit to 1 minute. If that's what you have, you can come up with 60 seconds.
Have you ever done a minute of squats? It's hard.
No, anything is.
But I'm just saying, I've done that before where it's do a minute of squats or push-ups.
Yeah.
Or, this is you don't have to do that strenuous, but a minute of something is really hard, actually.
But this is a good point for somebody that says, I don't have the time and won't wake up a minute earlier. Let's say you're making your toast in the morning or your coffee. Do something while your toast is toasting or your coffee's brewing. Ooh. Come on, team. Come on, team.
I used to do my little stretches with coffee when I would make the coffee. Now it's made already. Priya does a great job with that. But she doesn't make my coffee. She makes the coffee.
Okay.
She'll hook me up with a cup every once in a while, though.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would make the coffee, and I would do a little 5-minute routine in the kitchen in my robe, waiting for the coffee to brew. Yeah.
Okay, we've definitely gone on tangent, but it loops.
Go.
No, but it loops back around for us to challenge people to have a movement goal that is not attached to weight loss. Have a movement goal that is not attached to changing the way that you look. And really, that might be very, very difficult for a lot of people. So it might be a slow progress, a slow journey, but really start to challenge yourself there. Because the goal for all of us, it should be to have sustainable movement so we can move for the rest of our lives, team. Not just for this year or this month or, this day. We want to move. We want to feel good in our bodies for as long as we possibly can. Also, you're going to live longer if you feel good in your body and you can move in your body. We do not want to be sedentary, team.
Amen to that.
Amen.
I'm on that longevity.
I
tip.
saw a woman. I was getting my toes done this morning, and I saw a woman. The shop is on a hill, and so she probably started at the very bottom. And I don't know, but she looked pretty old. So she probably was in her mid-70s, and she was just steadily jogging up. And she had a crop top on. I was like, that. I literally wanted to run out and be like, "You fucking rock!" That is what the fuck I want to be doing, or somewhere similar.
I have to say this because during the Spartan race, both days we came across this woman who I don't know what the deal was. I think she may have lived on the property or like known someone because she wasn't doing the whole race, but she was doing sections for sure. She had to be in her 70s. And she was working. Like, I mean, this shit was the hill she was going up to where we first saw her. We're like, go ahead. And we went up to her and we were like, are you going to go all the way up? She's like, I'm trying. I got to take my pauses here and there. And we were like, wow. Like, so, and then the next day we saw her and people would stop by and check in with her, make sure she's good. And she was just trucking. I was like, wow, that is so cool. Like, she's just out here moving.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's fucking goals.
Totally.
Like she's not running anyone's race but her own.
Yeah, exactly.
She is out there doing her own fucking thing.
Totally.
But I think that's like, we can all learn a good lesson from there. And definitely running your own race, but also making sure that you're taking care of your body so that we can all be her when we're 75 years old.
Absolutely. And 100. You going to hit 100? I think you're inching your way more and more to that centenarian.
Just sounds like a lot of life. Maybe. I don't know.
I just heard this podcast where this guy's 100 and he still runs 15.
Was he on Rich Roll?
Yeah. Did you listen to it?
I listened to a piece of that, yeah.
Yeah. It's just so great. And he's just like, I'm living the happiest years of my life. He runs 15 miles a week still.
It's amazing.
Like, that's wild.
But movement is medicine.
Yeah.
That's the thing we don't understand. Like, movement changes so many things in your body and then in your life. And that's why it's so frustrating that we continuously cut it down to move so that you lose weight, move so you look differently. No, literally move so that you feel differently, so you live a better life and you live a longer life. Period. That's what we should be preaching. That's what we're trying to preach.
That's what you're preaching
That's
right now.
That's what I'm preaching.
Preach on!
Come on! Come on, team. Like, that's what movement is all about.
Yeah.
So fuck weight loss.
I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the Church of Kaisa.
Yeah. No, just come to the program. Team. This whole program we've been talking about is Get Strong. Mm-hmm. And it starts Tuesday, September 6th. And it is a 4-week program, specifically an at-home progressive strength program. And people say, what is progressive? The point was, I didn't want you to have a whole bunch of different equipment. And so if you're working on a strength program, it's really important that there are things along the way that become more challenging. So a lot of times that would mean if we're in a gym and we have access to a lot of weight, we increase the weight. But because I didn't want you to have a bunch of dumbbells, we challenge you by adding more reps, adding some pauses and some holds, adding more weight to a certain move that we started with the lighter weight. But you really only need 2 dumbbells, 2 pairs, and a chair. And then 3 times a week.
And a good attitude.
And a great, or come with a shitty attitude and I will change your mind, team.
Challenge.
No, but Mike has been, obviously you've been there, you're filming all of it. I am loving this program, team, and you will too. Yeah. It is so fucking awesome to see the progress week to week.
And if you're listening to this past September, maybe September's already passed. That program is still in Just Move, and you can try it at any time. Yeah. No, it is cool. I really do think you don't see very many like at-home strength like progression or progressive workouts. Like it's usually like here's a strength workout you could do, which you're going to get stronger. But I like the idea that it repeats, and I like that it's 3 days a week. Yeah, because it's kind of like this commitment without being. That's the only thing you're doing. Like you can still do other stuff on the other days. Oh, that's literally why it is 3 times a week. One, you're going to see huge differences in 3 times a week. But also if there's other things that you're doing, you can put your cardio workouts or your core, your mobility, whatever else you want to do, you can put that in as you see fit. Yeah. But it is a progressive program and you will see and feel the results. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Get strong. Get strong. Fuck weight loss. Fuck weight loss. Get strong. September 6th. Boom. Boom. All right.
anything else that you want to talk about fuck weight loss?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We did more than I thought we had in us, honestly.
We always do. But team, if you have questions or you want clarification on certain things that we talked about, or you want us to talk about something totally different, remember you can go to kaisafit.com/ask, and you don't have to necessarily ask us a question. You can just leave us a message or a suggestion for a topic or anything else. But we would love to hear from
and
you.
we listen to them all. Like sometimes, we don't just play comments all the time, because sometimes people might be like, oh, you paid that person to give you praise. But we love hearing that stuff, because sometimes you get lost and, we're like, do people even listening to the podcast? And then you hear a few things. You're like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we really do appreciate it. The shout outs help us keep chugging along.
They keep us motivated.
It is nice to hear.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Mike, congrats again on basically a marathon
Thank you.
of a Spartan race. That's incredible. That's so badass. I could not do that. I'm so proud of you guys.
You could I thought of you a lot. I was like, I could see you being competitive in this place right now. Just being fucking on your left. Fucking just jump in the 8-foot wall. I could just see
on
it.
your left.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Just lowering that
so.
shoulder.
Running into the old lady.
Yeah. No, not the old lady. You would stop and make sure she's okay and then get back to it. I actually kind of want to chat. Team, if you want to see Kaisa and you want to hear her journey about doing, let's just start with a 3-mile Spartan race. That would be so fun to just get you just.
I got to get this hammy.
Yeah. Next year.
Next year.
Because it gets a little cold.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, team.
Perfect.
Mike, congrats.
Hey, same to you.
Team, thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll see you back on the Kaisa Show very soon.
Toodaloo.